you will need a small stove or source of heat, a ladle, the metal, which is pewter or similar, the mould you'll be casting from, some wood to sandwich either side of your moulds, a way of clamping your moulds together, some safety equipment like gloves and goggles. To prepare your casting, you will need your plastic mould, some wood and some clamps. Take your plastic mould and sandwich it between your wood. Clamp it very tightly. Make sure your funnel is at the top. Before we can get to this stage and finish our window hanging, we need to cast the frame. Before we start, we need to make sure we have our protective safety equipment on. An apron or a jacket, some goggles and gloves. We take our stove and light it. We then take our pewter, which we buy in long bars called ingots. These ingots are chopped into little pellets and put into the ladle. We heat this on the stove. When your pewter has melted, you're ready to pour. Make sure you turn the gas off. Your mould has been sandwiched between these two layers of wood and clamped suitably with T-clamps. You pour your metal in the funnel. Leave it to cool. Make sure that your mould has cooled completely before you remove the clamps. When you remove it, it should look like this. If your casting doesn't come out easily, turn it over and give it a few taps. And it should come out. Be careful because this end stays hot for a long time. There you have your frame. When it's completely cool, you'll need to remove your waste material. Clamp it to the side of a table. And use a junior hacksaw. You can then round the top and take off any small edges with a large file or an appropriately shaped needle file. Now you're ready to add your plastic granules. You'll need a sheet of flat metal. It's important that it is very, very flat. Place your cast frame on top of the metal. Take a spatula and add your granules. If any spill out onto the sides, pick them up with tweezers and place them where you want them. Build up all of your colours. The pewter has a higher melting point than the plastic granules, so set your oven to about 180 degrees Celsius and then place your pewter and your granules on your metal into the oven very carefully. It should take about 15 minutes. But you don't want to leave it in there too long or let the oven get too hot, because then the metal will melt as well. Remove it just as the plastic granules are turning to a solid glass-like appearance. When the plastic has melted and filled all the gaps in your mould, you can take it out of the oven. Make sure you're wearing gloves. Don't remove it from the tray until it's thoroughly cooled. When it's cool, it might be a little bit tricky to remove from the tray, so take care. And it should look like that.